Yo, it's your boy. I'm so about the Madden video. Today's video, we're going to be ranking all the NFL teams' receiving core. Now, this is going to be 32, going all the way down to number 1 of every single team's receiving core. And this is just going to include the receivers. I was debating about including the tight ends, but some teams don't really utilize their tight ends a whole lot. And some of them do, so I feel like it'd just be a little unfair. But if you guys would like to see a video where I rank every tight end, every running back, every quarterback, please let me know from the support from this video and comment down below. And make sure to subscribe and turn those post notifications on if you guys enjoy NFL content. Starting off with number 32, we got the Las Vegas Raiders. I seriously think they do have the worst receiving core. They do have Jacoby Myers, who I think is actually a pretty underrated receiver. I believe he was top 15 in receiving yards in this past year. So, I mean, he was actually pretty solid. But I feel like he's a product of not having much around him. Trey Tucker, definitely a speedster who has had a few flashy plays, but the other two receivers in this receiving core are two rookies. By the way, every receiving core is the top 4 listed in their ESPN depth chart. So, 31, I got the Cleveland Browns. I like Jerry Jeudy. He is solid, but other than that, that is really all they have. And Jerry Jeudy is nothing crazy. So, I mean, like, yeah, he's not bad, but would I choose him to be my number 1 receiver on a team? No, probably not. And then Cedric Tillman, Deontay Johnson, and David Bell, those aren't just that big a name. So Cleveland's probably 31. I got the Arizona Cardinals at 30, and I did want to put them a lot higher, trust me, because I think Marvin Harrison Jr. will have a breakout season this year. But other than that, Michael Wilson is just, like, he's okay. He's nothing special. Greg Dortch is okay. Zay Jones sometimes can have a pretty solid game and surprise people. But other than that, it's really just Marvin Harrison, and he had a all-right rookie year. People were expecting a lot better. 29 is going to be the Denver Broncos. Cortland Sutton, you know, he's a pretty good receiver. Marvin Mims is all right. And then Devon Velley, he's okay. And Troy Franklin, didn't really see much of him. Just kind of inexperienced receiving room for the Denver Broncos. And Cortland Sutton, I mean, sure, he could probably be a number 1 receiver, but you would probably have to have a solid number 2 alongside with them, and the Broncos really just don't quite have that. 28 is going to be the New England Patriots, and before they got Stephon Diggs, they probably would have been the absolute worst receiving core, but they do have Stephon Diggs to help them, and he is a little older and coming off an ACL tear, so maybe they would have been a little bit higher if Diggs wasn't coming off an ACL tear, and he wasn't old. And apparently there's some drama going on with Stephon Diggs on a boat incident, I believe, as the time of this recording. Demario Douglas, he is okay. I don't mind him. I think Kyle Williams is going to be solid. They just drafted him, and they got Jalen Polk. 27 is going to be the Tennessee Titans. Calvin Ridley, now, he was pretty good not too long ago, and ever since he got the suspension, I mean, it's not like he's bad. I still think he could be a number 1 receiver, but I just feel like he's been a little bit different ever since that suspension, not been able to quite play. I like how they added Tyler Lockett and Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson is a pretty underrated receiver. So is Tyler Lockett, to be honest, and that experience will definitely help the receiving core. 26, I got the New York Jets. Garrett Wilson is a stud, don't get me wrong. He's probably the best receiver we've seen so far in this list. But that is really all they have. Allen Lazard as your number 2. I'm just not a huge Allen Lazard guy. Him as a number 2, that's not that great. And then Josh Reynolds as a 3, and then Macalakai Corley. To be honest, I could see a world where Macalakai Corley becomes the Jets wide receiver 2. 25, we got the New Orleans Saints. Now, the Saints could definitely be a lot higher, but Chris Olave has really bad injury history. That's kind of why they are down so far. Chris Olave kind of is having trouble with concussions and staying healthy. Not really his fault, but just unfortunate. Raheem Shaheed, I like him. He's definitely a speedster and a big playmaker, but, I mean, he's not great. He's not a great receiver. And then 24, we got the Falcons. Drake London is really good, and I think he's actually pretty underrated, if I'm going to be honest. But Darnell Mooney as your 2. Again, Darnell Mooney's not really a bad player. Ray McLeod actually had a pretty good year last year. And then Kadoro Hodge. They're just missing a solid second option other than Drake London, I believe. Because that's a pretty far drop-off, in my opinion, going from Drake London to Darnell Mooney. And again, Darnell Mooney's not a bad player, but he's just a solid 3 option. And the Carolina Panthers, I know what you guys, before you guys go into the comment section and say the Panthers are way too high, I am super high on T. McMillan. I think he's going to be an absolute stud in the league. And Adam Thielen is still underrated. I feel like he's been underrated his whole career. I think he's still underrated. He's still very helpful to the Carolina Panthers. Xavier Leggett, I think he's going to have a breakout year as well. And Jalen Coker is also slept on as well. I'm not a Panthers fan, but I might sound like it. But I do really think their whole receiving core is slept on. Number 22, so we're starting to get out of the bottom 10 receiving cores in the league, and I got the New York Giants, and don't get me wrong, Malik Nabers is absolutely carrying this receiving core. I mean, they would be almost like the Patriots level bad, like bottom 3 in the league, if they didn't have Malik Nabers. So Malik Nabers, obviously the rookie last year, absolute stud. He had the rookie reception record for about 5 minutes until Brock Bowers beat it. Wan'Dale Robinson's not horrible, but definitely not a number 2 receiver. Now we got the Los Angeles Chargers. Again, this is another team that would probably be bottom 3, bottom 5 if they didn't have Lad McConkey. He's another rookie, rookie last year technically, who had an amazing season. Really, Justin Herbert liked him a lot. Definitely top guy with Justin Herbert. Mike Williams, I do like him, but he's very off and on. I think Trey Harris is going to be a stud. But mark my words, they got him in the second round from Ole Miss, and I think he's going to be good. Quentin Johnston, I mean, he's had dropping problems, and he's nothing special. Now we got the Indianapolis Colts at number 20. Michael Pittman Jr. is really solid, and Alec Pierce is really solid as well. I do like Alec Pierce a lot. I also like Josh Downs. A lot of speed with Josh Downs, and I don't know, he's just very reliable. Like, I would throw to him on third down a lot. Just a pretty reliable guy. I like him. Michael Pittman, obviously, the leading receiver of this core, and then Adonai Mitchell. Don't know a whole lot about him, but I do know he's younger. Number 19, we got the Houston Texans, and they could be a lot higher, but Tank Dell is always hurt, so I had to knock him a little bit for that. But Nico Collins, I think Nico Collins is kind of becoming underrated, or maybe people are starting to finally give him the credit he deserves. But Nico's really good. Christian Kirk is really good as well. He's just always been overpaid his whole career. Well, overpaid when he went to the Jaguars, so that people kind of hated on him. Tank Dell's really solid, but he's hurt a lot. And Jaden Hankins, I think he's going to be nice as well. Green Bay Packers, I mean, they have a lot of decent names, but like no huge names, if you guys understand what I'm saying. So they're number 18. Jaden Reed, I like him a lot. The wide receiver out of Michigan State. That is my favorite college team. So a little bit biased there, I guess, but Jaden Reed is really good. I think Matthew Golden's going to be a stud as well. I like Romeo Doubs a lot too. But Romeo Doubs is probably a career wide receiver 2 or 3. Christian Watson, I don't like a whole lot for the Green Bay Packers. I think he's just not really as good as what he was supposed to be, and he's always had injury problems. Now we got the San Francisco 49ers coming in at number 17. Brandon Ayuk is really good, obviously. Jawan Jennings, he is solid, started to make a name for himself a little bit last year. Ricky Parasad did not play a whole lot after having that gunshot wound injury at the very beginning of the season. And Demarcus Robinson is actually a pretty solid wide receiver 4. So they could be ranked a lot better than 17, I will be honest. But losing Deebo Samuel, that's going to be a tough loss. I mean, Deebo Samuel, yeah, he's older, but he's still got it. I mean, he's still really good. Number 16, we got the Buffalo Bills. And honestly, the Bills were going to be ranked a lot lower, in my opinion. But Khalil Shakir did finally prove he could be a wide receiver 1 last season. I'm not going to lie, there was a lot of talk when they lost Diggs if Khalil Shakir could actually be a wide receiver 1, or is he going to be a wide receiver 2? I was one of the people who thought he was going to be a wide receiver 2, but hey, he proved me and everybody else wrong. He had a really good season. Keon Coleman did all right at times, and they got Josh Palmer, who can be okay. So Khalil Shakir definitely bumped the Buffalo Bills very high in the standings. Number 15, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers, and yeah, it would have been a lot better if they had DK Metcalf and George Pickens, but still, DK, one of the top receivers in the game, so that is why the Steelers are up so high. I know Robert Woods isn't quite what he used to be. Calvin Austin, I mean, he's okay. Definitely has got some speed. Roman Wilson really didn't get many opportunities, but DK is definitely carrying this Pittsburgh receiving core. Number 14, we got the division rival of the Steelers. We got the Baltimore Ravens. And the Ravens, I mean, before Zay Flowers really broke out, they were always getting crap for being a bad receiving core. But Zay Flowers definitely has improved and just been an absolute stud for the Ravens the last 2 years. Rashad Bateman, he's pretty solid. definitely a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 kind of guy. And they got DeAndre Hopkins, who I think, I mean, last year wasn't great for him, but I think he's going to turn it around a lot. And they got Tylan Wallace. Number 13, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars with Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas was an absolute stud for the Jacksonville Jaguars last year, as he was top 5 in receiving yards as a rookie. So that's pretty insane to think about. And they got the wide receiver 2, Travis Hunter. If he does play wide receiver in the NFL, he probably will try to play both. But I feel like on one side of the ball, he will definitely play the majority of snaps on. They got Diami Brown, who was kind of irrelevant, if we're being honest, to Parker Washington, who's kind of irrelevant. But Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter are definitely the two main guys for the Jaguars. Number 12, we have the Chicago Bears, wide receiver 1, DJ Moore. DJ Moore is really solid. And then it kind of does drop off a little bit, but Roma Dunze did not have a bad rookie year. Wasn't really as good as what they selected him to be in the 15th overall pick, I think it was. No, but still. And I have high hopes for Luther Burden. I think Luther Burden is going to be an absolute stud for the Chicago Bears. Coming in at number 11, it's going to be Terry McLaurin and the Washington Commanders. Now, they added Deebo Samuel this offseason, which I think is a big improvement. They proved they could be a championship contending team if Jaden Daniels keeps up his play, which he probably should, but maybe he'll have a sophomore slump. Who knows? But he's proved he's a stud. So Jaden Daniels, if he could keep playing at that high level, I mean, him and Terry McLaurin obviously have a connection. Deebo Samuel can do really good. Noah Brown's solid, and Luke McCaffrey's pretty solid as well. So sneaky good receiving core in Washington. Number 10, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. Rashid Rice is really good. I think he's actually one of the most underrated receivers in the game, if I'm being honest. People just don't realize, like, he's a reception machine when he's actually on the field and playing. Xavier Worthy, he had a pretty good rookie year. It had a little bit of a slow start. Hollywood Brown's also really good, and they still have Juju on the roster as well, listed as the number 4 receiver. Number 9 is going to be the Detroit Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown, definitely one of the best receivers in the game. And number 2, Jameson Williams, definitely one of the best wide receiver duos in the game as well. Number 3, Tim Patrick. I mean, he's a solid wide receiver 3. And number 4, Khalif Raymond, he's a solid wide receiver 4. I mean, they have solid receivers all around. Amon-Ra St. Brown being one of the best receivers in the game definitely helps boost them. Now, the Seattle Seahawks still coming in at 8 after they lost DK Metcalf is a little shocking, but they do have JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and he has been an absolute stud. He's proven he can be a stud, and he's on the younger side, so probably a lot of potential and growth coming there. And they added the Super Bowl MVP, Cooper Kupp. Now, is Cooper Kupp a little washed? Maybe slightly, but he can still play at a very high level. So Cooper Kupp is a very good signing that they got, and they got MVS, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Number 7 is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. They got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, definitely one of the best wide receiver duos in the league. CeeDee Lamb, obviously a top 3 receiver. He's up there with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. George Pickens, he's very good. I mean, he was a wide receiver 1 in Pittsburgh. So, sometimes it looked like he shouldn't be a wide receiver 1, and then sometimes he thrived at being a wide receiver 1. And then Jalen Tolbert's actually a really solid wide receiver 3, and Jonathan Mingo, he's still somewhat young, so maybe he has a chance. Now, the Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, I know a lot of people are going to think they were going to be in the top 3, but that is only because Tyreek Hill got injured last year, and he did have a kind of a down year. I mean, he was injured, obviously, but even when he did play, it wasn't that great. But Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, when healthy, can definitely be the best receiver duo in the league. They easily could be. I mean, the potential is all there for Miami. So if Tyreek Hill is back to playing how he used to be 2 years ago, and Jalen Waddle with his speed is really good. They got Nick Westbrook-Akine. That was also a really good signing for the Miami Dolphins, a really good signing for the Dolphins. Number 5 is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they could easily be number 1. They have a lot of depth at this position, but Chris Godwin is injured a lot, and he was also injured last year. So Chris Godwin's uncertainty kind of made them not be in the top 3, but Mike Evans, one of the most consistent receivers of all time, definitely a Buccaneers legend. Chris Godwin, very good receiver 2. Emeka Egbuka, I think he's going to be really good, and Jalen McMillan as well. Jalen McMillan had a pretty solid rookie season. He didn't get many opportunities at the beginning, but still really solid. Number 4 is going to be the Los Angeles Rams. They got Puka Nacua, who is, again, I think he's a top 10 receiver in the NFL. I don't think that's debatable. So Puka Nacua is an absolute stud. They added Devontae Adams, who, yeah, he is old, but he proved he still got it with the Jets. It's another receiver who was kind of a little bit of an uncertainty at the beginning, midway of the season, but then he proved at his time with his Jets he could still. He's a master at route running. He's going to get contested catches. The guys know what he's doing. Now, number 3, we got the Minnesota Vikings. The top 3 can honestly all be interchangeable, but this is my final rankings and what I truly believe. The Minnesota Vikings coming in at number 3. Now, Justin Jefferson is probably the world's best receiver. Don't get me wrong about it. And Jordan Addison is a really good wide receiver, too. Then they got Jalen Naylor and Rondell Moore. That is a disgusting wide receiver core, but I do have them 3 because I just think the other teams ahead of them, they got a little bit better depth. But Justin Jefferson, definitely an absolute stud. Number 2, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins kind of carry this receiving core, I'm not going to lie. Jermaine Burton was okay at times, and Jamar Chase, Jamar Chase, that's one of the top guys in the top 3. Could be number 1. He was the Triple Crown this past year. So Jamar Chase, definitely one of the best in the game. T. Higgins, one of the best wide receiver 2s in the game, and definitely is getting paid like it. Number 1, I got the Super Bowl champions, and them winning the Super Bowl really has no bias to it. They just have so much depth. It's insane. A.J. Brown, he is great. He's not quite on the level that Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are, but Devontae Smith is probably the league's best second receiver. He's up there with T. Higgins, and Jahan Dotson is up there with one of the league's best wide receivers 3, and then Terrence Marshall is also up there with one of the league's best wide receiver 4s. Yeah, you might think Jahan Dotson and Terrence Marshall, they're not that crazy, but they never really got a whole lot of opportunity, so I feel like in the Philadelphia Eagles system, they will definitely get a lot more. That was my final rankings. Keep in mind, some of them are interchangeable. Like, I wouldn't even bat an eye if you interchanged out anybody 1 through 3, because it's just so close up in the top of the wide receiver rankings. But anyway, that is around the end of the video. Make sure you guys go ahead and leave a like and subscribe for more NFL content and Madden 25 content. Make sure to subscribe and turn those post notifications on so you get notified every single time we post, and comment down below what kind of rankings we should do next. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.